water's fine, it's a celebration. No, we ain't stressing cause we on vacation. Not a care in the world today, baby. The sunshine.
What is up, everybody? I hope everyone's having a great day today. It is co-host Kevin Barbers with my co-host Bobby HT.
Hey.
How's it going, my man?
Oh, it's going well, brother. How are you?
I'm all right, man. I'm doing better.
Yeah,
doing
better.
It's episode number 3 of The Most Important Things. And I want to address right off the bat, Bobby. You know, there's ups and downs in life. I feel like we brought a lot of positive energy to our first 2 episodes. And I feel like we're still going to bring a lot of positive energy to this third one.
Yeah.
But we have hit a little roadblock in a project that I have been working on. I had been working on a project called 2 Mil 60 Days, and the first 22 days, everything was going great. Or 20 days, everything was going great. But these last few days, I've hit a roadblock. I got emotional, and it crashed and burned. And it really made me feel very down these last couple of days. The fact that I went from $50 to $500, and to get emotional and lose it all, you know, it really brought my self-esteem down these last couple of days. It brought my confidence down. It brought my energy down. It brought my vibe down. But, you know, I've learned in life that you need to, you know, take on your failures and your problems head on.
Mm-hmm.
Do you agree?
Absolutely, yeah.
And you need to man up, you know, to all this bull crap that you face in life. And not everything is always going to be sunshine and rainbows. So, Bobby, a part of me did not want to come here today, you know, but I knew that, you know, to grow from this minor setback, this minor failure, I needed to come in here today because, you know, I know in life you have to address your problems. You have to take them head on. You have to man up, you know, to the world and to everybody that is also supporting you.
Definitely.
And, man, I got a lot of feedback from, you know, the fact that this has failed in a way. Another thing that came with this is an internet troll trolling me.
Oh, my favorite.
Oh my God. So on Instagram, to everybody that didn't see or didn't, you know, hear about it. So I'm on a forum called mixedmartialarts.com, and you know, I put a lot of stuff out there, Bobby, you know, and it didn't work out. It didn't work out. 2 Mil 6 Days, it didn't work out. So people called me out on it, you know, and that's all right. You know, I put it out there that I wanted to make people millions of dollars, and I tried my best and I failed. So one of these guys from this forum, they jumped on my Instagram and they told me, you should kill yourself. You should kill yourself. You're a loser. You know, you're a failure. Said something like that. You know, there's people that pay people like him to make sure people like me don't win. And it's just a disgrace of humanity that, you know, people can be like that.
Yeah, man. First things first, fuck that guy.
Yeah.
It is what it is. Like I said on our last episode, life is lessons. We are literally put here to learn lessons. You put this out in the world, you had nothing but good intentions. You wanted to do one thing, make money for yourself, and share that wealth with the people you care about and the people who give you the time of day on your social media. Nothing wrong with that. One thing is, a lot of these people who were following you on this are adults, and I feel like they know what they're getting themselves into, which, I mean, it's gambling. It's called gambling for a reason, you know, sports betting.
Right.
It is what it is, man. You tried your best. You had fun while you were doing it. The last couple days, not so much, but it is what it is. We learn from it, we grow, we move forward.
That's it, man. And that's what we will continue to do. And, you know, I put a lot of my focus, I put a lot of attention on it. I put a lot of, you know, my life into it every morning, you know, trying to find winners and trying to, you know, make a video every morning. And it didn't work out. But now it gives me more focus to focus on this podcast, focus on you know, the most important things, because in reality, 2 Mil 60 Days maybe wasn't the most important thing. Right. And maybe I was focusing too much attention on it. And it was only... There was only a small percentage of people that were really involved, who I appreciated the most. They believed in me and they supported me, and they wanted, you know, to join me in this journey. And like you said, you know, they were all adults and they knew what they were getting into, right. But it meant a lot, you know, to me that these people believed in me.
And it's obvious. I mean, you have a group chat with some of these people that I'm a part of as well. It's abundantly clear that these people still support you, still have your back.
Yeah.
And there's no bad blood. You didn't ruin anybody's lives. You know what I mean? Which
Well-
a lot of these sports betting guys fucking promise all this shit and they ruin people's lives. You know, at least the project went south when it did, and we weren't 6 months into this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, another thing is, you know, it was 50. I told everybody $50. I knew that $50 was an appropriate amount of money that if you lost it, it wouldn't
Right.
break you down.
Like our buddy Travis says, it's drinking money. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you don't have $50 to fucking try something like that, then don't do it.
And I didn't want to lose anything more than that. Like
Yep.
someone had messaged me when I was at, I think, $200 or $300, and they said, why don't I just, you know, start where you're at now, and then, you know, we can go from there. And I said, no. And I could have said, oh yeah, for sure, do that, you know, but I didn't want, because I knew the risk involved. And I said, no, I don't want you to start here, because if I do lose it, then I just lost you more money than I wanted to, you know, knowing the gamble that's in it.
Right. It is
So-
what it is, man. Like I
so-
said, we move forward, we grow, we learn, and it's in the past. Right now is the present moment, and we've got this. This is what we're doing. This is where the effort is. And yeah.
And this is a beautiful thing. This is more important than any 2 mil 60 days. I feel, you know, I can still bring value to the world through, you know, over this 2 mil 60 days thing.
Yeah, eventually. And I mentioned to you off camera that even if that means doing it quietly, you know, letting your system play out and
No.
work for yourself. No.
No, I'm done. This is my departure. And this is the Most Important Things podcast. And I want to be held, what's that word? Accountable. Bobby, I am through with gambling in any way. Scratch tickets, slot machines, blackjack, Keno, roulette, and the killer of them all, sports betting. And that's hard to do, because at one point sports betting brought, you know, a lot of money to my life. As I said in the first podcast episode, I made 50 grand a day before. And I thought this 2 mil 60 days would bring that over 60 days, the 50 grand average, you know, profits. But it failed, and I'm here addressing my failures, moving on from it, and still have this podcast to focus on. And I feel like this podcast is due for big things, Bobby.
Absolutely. 100%. You know, you have my support. I'm here for you, and we're going to make it happen. I mean, this podcast is, it's turning into something I'm looking forward to doing every Monday. So,
Oh, wow.
you know, we're episode 3. We're just getting started. So
Beautiful. Just getting started.
just
Exactly. So
getting
we're going to dive into, you know, we're going to dive into more about our personal lives a little bit, and to, you know, to help people to relate to whatever they're going through in their life. We're going to put it all on the table, and then we're going to see where episode 4 brings us. Let's not look too forward, but let's just put it out there right now, what people have to look forward to after this podcast. So maybe you can shed a little light on that, Bobby.
yeah, well, we're extremely hopeful that we're going to have some pretty big guests coming on the show. A lot of professional athletes, a lot of inspirational, successful people, and we're hoping to get them on the show so they can share their story. They can spread their light to both us and you guys, and it's going to be really exciting to see where it goes. I think episode 4, we're trying to get some guests. So
Yes. And beyond that, though, I also want to bring on just people to give them a platform to tell their story,
definitely.
no matter who it is. You know, I don't care if they have, you know, whoever it is, you know, whoever is interested, we will get you on schedule. You reach out to us, and we've had a lot of people reach out to us that they want to come on the podcast. And I'm open to anybody that is willing to share their story, that can relate to anybody in this world.
Absolutely. Let's do it.
So let's start off with something very important, you know, mental health. So I want to start this off with a little bit of what you go through in your mental health and what you do to combat it, to bring it all together, to live your everyday life, Bobby, you know, how you do with a mind full of peace. So touch on, you know, your day-to-day routine. Touch on the struggles that you go through with anxiety and just everything that you deal with. Put it all on the table for everybody to hear, Bobby.
We're here.
Go ahead.
Here to tell you. Absolutely, man. I've been suffering from anxiety, and I've had my stints of depression throughout the years. I'd say when I was 20 years old, 21, I'm 27 now, I got really big into the success, personal development thing, you know, picking up books and you know, reading Tony Robbins religiously, reading Gary Vaynerchuk religiously, and just, I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do with my life. I just knew I didn't want to work a day job anymore. I kind of had the music thing going on. I wasn't taking it too serious at that point, but I wanted to be successful. So I picked up some books. I picked up a book called Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Kawasaki?
Robert Kiyosaki, yep.
Yeah.
And read the book Rich Dad, Poor Dad, realized that investing both in property and in yourself as far as developing a brand, building a brand around yourself. And so, that's why I got heavily into social media and trying to market myself that way. I wanted to invest in real estate. I thought that investing in real estate and possibly also getting my real estate license to be an actual agent is the direction I wanted to go. I put a lot of time, a lot of effort into that, on top of working a day job, having kids and a wife to deal with, and getting all this knowledge in my head. I was like pushing the limits. Like I was driving myself crazy. I was stressed out all the time, thinking, "Hey, man, I'm turning 22 and I'm not where I want to be yet successfully. Oh shit, now I'm turning 23. I'm still not where I want to be yet." And over time, that just grew and grew and grew. I'd have these giant stints of depression where I couldn't fucking dig myself out of the hole. My anxiety held me back from making logical decisions, and it was all that. Anxiety comes in many forms, many shapes, many sizes. It can be as simple as you're feeling off for the day. You don't want to get off the couch. You want to sleep all day. It could be anything, but we all suffer from it. And I feel like we all suffer from stints of depression as well. And you had mentioned how I combat that stuff.
Yeah. What do you do to combat it?
During those times when I was reading these success books, I found a lot of these books pointing to the word mindfulness, being mindful. And so I picked up some books on mindfulness, and I started very quickly realizing how important meditation was.
Okay.
Meditation is, in a lot of people's eyes, very woo-woo, very, out there. Yeah. And a lot of people think you have to be proficient. It can be fucking 10 minutes, all the time you have during the day. The point of meditation is to focus on your breathing, and you're going to let thoughts intrude. Thoughts are always going to intrude, where your brain gets a lot stronger and it's able to quiet itself when necessary, is what I've learned from meditation. So big believer in meditation, and big believer in just having a routine in general. So when I was driving myself crazy, being super stressed out about all the projects I was trying to take on at the same time, I realized that I never had time just to be quiet by myself. So I picked up a book called The Miracle Morning by Hal Elrod. Hal Elrod is his name. Okay. And the book talks heavily about the importance of having a morning routine. So what I started doing was waking up an hour earlier than I typically did every day, and just having 1 hour of very specific routine for myself. I'll wake up, I'll do some stretches, I'll drink some water, I'll do some light exercise, nothing crazy. I'm not fucking pumping iron at 5 o'clock in the morning. Yeah. But just to get my body awake. Yeah. From there, I will take a shower, go downstairs, I'll make myself some coffee or some breakfast, and then I'll read a book. 30 minutes, whatever the case may be, however much time I've got, typically 30 minutes. After that, I will either sit down and meditate, or I'll sit down and journal. Yeah. And journaling is very important because it helps you kind of recount what happened previously. So I like to recount the night before, the day before, and then I like to plan out the day ahead. Oh. And having these little things every morning.
Structural.
It's very structural, and it keeps my mind engaged. Yeah. I found just doing that alone has combat my anxiety considerably.
Wow, that's awesome.
It's always going to be there. Yeah. But one thing I like to say is anxieties, especially about things that, like you said, you were getting a little anxious and you didn't necessarily want to come here. You weren't feeling it. Yeah. You were already put in that mindset. So your brain was telling you that I'm not in a good mood, so this isn't going to go well. Yeah. You know what I mean?
I'm leaving.
That hasn't happened.
Just kidding.
Well, that's all right, man. See you later. Anxieties about upcoming things. They're so silly to me because those things haven't happened yet. Yeah. So there's no reason to stress yourself out about all that stuff. So I'm very big on the mindfulness thing. I like to be mindful in my everyday actions, and I think that is why I've been able to successfully combat my anxiety for the most part. But it's an everyday thing. It doesn't go away. Right.
But you have control over it. That's what you're saying. You do things to make yourself feel, you know, in control and make yourself feel a little better, you know, through the breathing exercises, through the books that you have read, and just combating it, you know, internally to a point that it's not a hindrance on your everyday life.
Right. Exactly. How about yourself? What do
I do, man? You know, I use things as therapy that maybe I shouldn't. You know, at one point, you know, I like Bobby, this whole thing started with me just putting videos on Instagram after breaking up with my ex, and I use social media as a therapy. Yeah. And I saw something, you know, a few months ago, and someone said, you know, people use social media for therapy. And I was like, you know what? Maybe we do, you know, and if that's what we have to do, like, dude, I have people telling me all the time, go get help, go get medical help, go get, you know, mental treatment. And maybe that's something I need to do. But at the end of the day, that I always find something to help me, you know, feel like I'm doing the right thing to control, you know, the bad things that are happening in my mind that, you know, maybe try to hold me down. And that is either making a video or talking to some friends or coming here and doing this podcast with you. And it always seems to make me feel better. Like I said, I was on my way here, and at one point a part of me did not want to come, but I'm like, no, I need to come because I know that I'm going to feel better. And the next thing you know, I was jamming out to Hey Look Ma, I Made It. I was jamming out to Poolside, and I felt a lot better. I'm like, you know what? This is going to be one of our best podcasts. Well, we only had 3, but this will be the best podcast that we do so far, because it's really going to touch on, you know, the first 2 podcasts, Bobby, were easy. You know, 2 Meal 60 Days was going great. You know, we were all high and mighty that was starting a podcast. But as these go on, you know, there's going to be a transitional period that, you know, maybe we're not making as much success as we feel we want. But those are the podcasts that's going to make us greater than what we are, because we're going to grow through them, and people are going to see that we're going to persevere through maybe the podcasts that don't go well, or we're going to persevere through the moments in life that we're going through, you know, and that's what I feel like people are going to relate to the most, because, you know, we all go through highs and lows of life. Like, we're not going to come on here and pretend like everything is gravy. We're going to come on here and tell you exactly what we're facing in life, because life isn't, like I said before, it's not all sunshine and rainbows. Like, this is the real deal here, and we're gonna put everything on the table, like everything you just said. Maybe people try to hide everything that you just said because they want to make it feel like they live this perfect life, but that's not what we're out here doing. We're not here to try to pretend like we have the perfect life. You know, we're here to you know, show the viewers that have been following us for a long time, or following you and following me, that this is real. This isn't no fake act, like, you know, like we're like these world saviors and we live this perfect life. Like, anybody that has been following me for this past year, or for my past whatever years, they know that I don't live a perfect life. They know that I'm trying to chase something that maybe others don't see, but I'm going to keep putting myself out there until it does happen. Like Bobby, I'm trying out for America's Got Talent again. You know, I will get on that show someday, because I truly believe that I have what it takes to get on that show. And I'll come up with a better act this time, not stomping on some flowers and saying, you know, stomping out evil and just saying, you know, we're champions. Well, I'm gonna come up with something a little bit stronger. But that's besides the point, you know. And yeah, I want to touch on another thing that we had mentioned in the beginning. I know we're jumping around a little bit, but we didn't touch on the fact that, you know, this internet troll is telling me to kill myself. You know, suicide is no joke.
No.
You know, there's people out there every day that are getting bullied by these people that have no souls, and they're telling people to kill themselves. And these people are actually killing themselves because they feel like they're worthless. You know,
and like you said, or like I said rather on the last episode, the bane of my existence are internet trolls. They exactly what you say, soulless people. I feel they wake up in the morning with the intentions to hurt. For no reason. Yeah, you're right. Suicide's no joke. Mental health is no joke. And I can't help but wonder if the person who said this is going through their own mental health problem.
Oh, they for sure are.
So if you see this, homie, reach out and stop being a fucking bitch. Like, let's talk it out. Yeah. Like, there's no need to. And if it wasn't for the suicide comment like last week, I would have fucking brushed it off and we'd be past the subject. But
Yeah.
that's a legit thing.
It's a legit thing.
You don't say that. You don't say that shit, man.
You don't say that shit to anybody because, I mean, you could say it to the wrong person. Like me, I'm stronger than that. I'm not going to kill myself, you know, as much as maybe the highs and lows of life that I deal with. And, you know, there might be points of life where maybe I do feel a little hopeless and I feel like I'm not making as much strides as maybe I should be. But anybody that is watching this video that, you know, you feel like maybe that is something that you want to do because of, you know, feeling hopeless. There's hope for you to grow through that. And I hope you can watch this and this bring a little value to your life to show that, you know, you're not alone in life. You know, people are constantly telling people to kill themselves, which is just totally wrong. And you're going to rise above that. You know, I believe in you. I support you. I have your back. And you are a deck full of aces. 100%.
Oh, yeah, baby. I love it. It comes back to the mindfulness thing. I think of the quote, you can't control the external things that happen to you, but you can very much control how you react to it.
Yeah. Yeah, of course.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you are your reaction.
Exactly.
You're always going to get action in life, but you can always control your reaction.
100%.
So, you know, but Bobby, you know, life is just crazy, you know. Changing gears here, you know, man, I want to touch on the fact that I shouldn't even be here. I should not be here. And not because I had, you know, suicide thoughts or whatever. Bobby, I almost drowned about 4 years ago. I almost drowned. I was with my buddy, and we were out on his boat. And it was me, the captain of the ship, two of my other buddies, and one of my buddy's girlfriend. And the captain of the ship, we decided to go swimming under the Mount Hope Bridge. And the captain of the ship, for some reason, jumped off the boat without putting the anchor on. So, yeah, he didn't put the anchor on. So as soon as he jumped off, he realized I messed up, right? So he's like, someone come in and give me a, someone come and swim to me and give me a life jacket. Give me a life jacket. I need a life jacket. So me, being who I am, I said, yeah, for sure. You know, I'm going to jump in and I'm going to give him the life jacket. So I swam to him. I give him the life jacket. He goes, all right, man, let's hang on to this life jacket. I said, nah, I'm good. I'm going to swim back to the boat. Well, in the midst of swimming back to the boat, I got exhausted because, as you know, swimming is exhausting. Yeah. So I'm swimming to the boat, and that boat is moving farther and farther away. And now my buddy is farther away, too far away to like swim back to him. So I'm in the middle of the boat. I'm in the middle of the middle of the boat and in the middle of my buddy. So I'm like stranded, you know, and I'm screaming and I'm almost crying. I'm like, this is how I'm gonna die. This is literally how I'm gonna die, and I'm gonna die by drowning in this water because I went to try to go save my buddy and give him a life jacket, and this is how I'm gonna die. So, but me being the fighter that I am, Bobby, I stayed above water. The water's starting to get rough and water's splashing in my face. I'm swallowing salt water. And my buddy Kenny Souza, shout out to Kenny Souza. Hopefully he watches this someday. I haven't talked to him in a while. But he said, go to your back. Go to your back. So if you are ever swimming, anybody, if you are ever swimming in an ocean, always go to your back and kick with your feet, because that's what I did. And I was able to grasp a little bit more of my air, and that gave me a little time to reset. Eventually, I forgot who it was. I don't know if it was Nick Stone. Shout out to Nick Stone of Meese or Kenny Souza. They were trying to figure out how to throw the anchor out. And in this midst of me almost drowning, they couldn't get the anchor out. Eventually, they figured out. They threw the anchor out. Before I knew it, I was getting closer to the boat. My buddy threw the little ring out to me. I grabbed it. They pulled me up into the boat. And I swear to God, simultaneously getting into that boat, Bobby, I had eaten a whole buffalo chicken pizza. And Jeez. Bro, yes. Oh. And I got onto the boat and I started puking my brains out, this buffalo chicken pizza, like chunks of buffalo chicken just puking out. And it made me wonder, though, if I would have started puking in the water, I wouldn't be here. I mean, I had trouble sitting on the boat, you know, with lungs full of air and a chair to sit on to be able to puke over the side of the boat. But man, I really, it gets me thinking, like, if I would have started puking in that water, I would have been dead. I would have sunk. Right. So God bless God for giving me the strength to stay afloat and me making it out of that situation. Yeah. And after that, you know, I've been able to, you know, help a lot of people in this last year, and And that's what I want to do in life, man. I want to help people. I want to be able to relate to people, and I want to bring something of value to my life, you know, outside of just, you know, working a 9-to-5 job. But outside of that 9-to-5 job, I want to make people feel more comfortable in that 9-to-5 job that they have, that, you know, maybe outside of their job, they can chase, you know, for what they believe in, and enjoy the process of whatever comes out of it, because we all deserve to be happy. You know, it may not always be easy, but we all deserve to be happy, you know, and that's the most important thing in life, is happiness. Like, I don't know if we've said that in the past episodes. I think we have, but happiness is important, happiness and peace. And that's what we search for every single moment of our lives, for that to be permanent.
It all ties back to my favorite word,
mindfulness.
Mindfulness, man.
Yeah, for sure.
In our everyday actions, it's important to be mindful.
Yeah.
Because having a healthy, happy brain translates to having a healthy, happy body, and just living a good quality life. And that's what we're trying to do. And hopefully that's what we can do and provide that to the people watching this show.
Right. Yeah. And that's what I want to do. Like I said, I want to help people. And if people have a problem with me, then I feel like that is their problem.
It's their problem.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to address problems. I'm trying to solve problems. If someone has a problem with what I am doing, like, that problem is on you. And I hope I can help you solve that problem. But if I'm the problem, I don't know how I'm going to solve your problem of me being your problem. But it's like, you know, some people make problems out of nothing.
Yeah.
You know, so I just want to bring as much value to the world as I can. That's why we jump on a podcast and hope for anybody to listen to it and maybe bring some more value to their life.
Definitely.
You know,
I like it.
So, yeah, so that we're here, you know, and let's touch on another thing that, you know, as we just said, I want to inspire people to go for their dreams. And I've said this for a while, go for your dreams and all this stuff. But I've never said what will happen if you fall short of your dreams. So I want to say here to everybody, if you do go for your dreams and, you know, you do fall short, there's always lessons to be learned from those, you know, those dreams you're chasing, no matter what it is. You know, you learn a lot about yourself, but you also learn a lot about the people around you. You know, yeah. I've learned so much in this last year from the people around me, you know, how they react to what I do, you know, and support means the most to me. You know, in life, love and support, I've always said those are two things that in life a human being cannot get enough of. I hate when people say, I told you so. Those are the worst words you can hear when you're striving for something that you believe in, and it fails and someone's like, oh, I told you so. Like, no. Just support me and tell me, you know, be real with me. You know, you don't have to pat me on the back and say it's all right, but push me towards something else, you know, that you believe in and that we can all believe in it together. Don't sit back and say, oh, I told you so. Like that's like a knife to your heart. Or
that person's not a friend, you know?
Yeah. They do it more to make them feel good about themselves.
Exactly. And I know many people like that. I know many people who had given me shit for the decisions I was making when I, like I said earlier, quit my full-time job to do the music thing. A lot of people trying to make me feel bad about it. And then, funny enough, when COVID happened, like, I told you so. Like, no, you didn't. Nobody fucking predicted a global pandemic.
Yeah,
what do you mean? Yeah, I'm not playing gigs right now. It doesn't mean I'm a failed musician. It means the fucking world's on fire, bro.
And you have the rest of your life. You have the rest of your life to prove exactly, you know, what you... It's like, it's never a failure until you give up on something.
Exactly.
You know, like, this podcast will never be a failure because we will never give up on it. And this will continue to organically grow, I feel, through the realness of what we are, the realness of what we stand for, and the realness that we're willing to put out there to the world, regardless of what we're going through in life.
Right.
Like I said, we're not here to pretend anything. We're here to tell exactly what we're going through in life and who exactly we are, what exactly we stand for. And like I said, give others that platform to tell their own story. And Bobby, I cannot wait. I cannot wait till we start getting guests on here. Because listen, we're 3 podcasts in, and people, I hope they don't get sick of us. I hope people love us as much as we love them. But it's going to come to a point where people are going to want to hear more about others. Right. So I feel like when we start bringing on guests, you know, and that interaction that we have with the guests, I think that's going to bring a great dynamic. And the guests that we bring on are going to be people that we can relate to. So I just feel like we're going to have great conversations with everybody that we bring on here.
Absolutely. I'm so excited to have people on just to share their story. You know, like, everybody has a different story.
I can't wait,
you know? And it's so funny that, like, you and I, and this friendship is growing, and I'm learning more about you. You're learning more about me. Everybody has a drastically different story.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to see, I mean, especially with the people who have found success in their lives, whether that be professional MMA fighters, that be just people who are doing their own thing and doing it well, and they want to share their story. Well, I'm so excited to hear that. I'm so excited to share that.
Yeah.
And
Man, I'm so excited, man. A year ago today, I had put a video on my Facebook saying,
I saw that.
Yeah, you've seen it, and I want to share with everybody that a year ago today, you know, I was painting a room in my dad's shop, you know, about a podcast that I was starting, and here we are a year later with state-of-the-art equipment, state-of-the-art facility, you know, thanks to Bobby AGT, thanks to Travis, and it's just a beautiful place. Shout out to Brandy's, what's the exact name, bro?
Brandis Center Studios.
Brandis Center, I'm sorry, say it one more time.
Brandis Center Studios.
Yes, Brandis Center Studios, and it's just a beautiful thing. This place, it trumps whatever, you know, plans I had of a podcast. I was painting it a blue color. I had no lighting. I had no mic. I had no anything. You know what I'm saying? So this is just a true blessing that we've been able to make this happen, Bobby. I'm so grateful that we've crossed paths. I'm so grateful that, you know, I made a decision to start posting on Instagram to anybody to reach out. And it's funny because, you know, the message that I put out there, you didn't necessarily follow me for the reason that I was putting it out there. Like, I never heard from you. You just followed me and you liked what I was doing.
Just a sneaky boy.
Yeah, because the message I was putting out there, I was like, you know, message me if you need someone to talk to in the moment or for the rest of your life. But in the long run, we might end up talking to each other for the rest of our life on this podcast.
Oh yeah, brother.
Crazy.
Yeah, it's a funny world. Yeah, the power of social media. That's for sure.
Everything's social media, man.
Yeah.
You know, we take the positives out of it and we're going to delete the negatives. And eventually, I hope it gets to a point where, you know, we're getting a lot of feedback on social media and we have someone reading it for us, because, you know, if we're getting a slew of positive and negatives, I want maybe Travis, you know, because Travis seems a little more level-headed than the both of us because he's a little older than us. So he's been through a little more of life, but maybe he can filter out the positives and the negatives. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't have to read the negatives to us. Just read us the positives, all right? You know what I'm saying, Travis? Because I get sucked into these negative comments sometimes. And I know you will too. I know you do too. You wanna go right at their necks.
I'm a savage though, because I will go for their necks.
You will.
I will attack them personally.
You know, the power of music too, because honestly, if it wasn't for music, the three of us would not be here today.
Yeah, that's true.
You know,
Travis.
because that's how I found Bob was through music. So, you know, that's a super powerful thing.
Definitely.
Oh, music is definitely powerful, and that was the voice of Travis, the owner operations of all this business. Travis, please feel free to join in on any time and give your insight of whatever we are talking about.
We'll get the camera on Travis next time.
Yeah, 100%. Because you know, we want to bring as much as we can to this life. So what are we getting into next, Bobby? I know we touched on our mental health. We touched about how suicide is no joke. We touched about the internet trolls. We touched about 2 mil 60 days. We touched about your anxiety. We touched on what you do to combat that, which is all useful, great stuff that I think, you know, people can take into their everyday lives and really help them out in what they are going through in life. And
for sure, I have I'm a big book guy.
Yeah.
I read a lot. I listen to audiobooks often.
Hold on. Shout out to Kyle Robeson, who sent me a book in the mail months back. It's called I Am in Control. It's a great read. Thank you again, my man, Kyle Robeson, for sending me that. Truly appreciative. Sorry I cut you off, Bobby.
It's all good.
Continue.
I was going to say I'm such a big believer in the power of just constant knowledge, just constantly learning, no matter what it is. You know, learning doesn't have to stop when school stops. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'd love to maybe in the comments or in the bio of this put down a list of books that I found incredibly helpful in my life that maybe you guys can pick up, and if you've read the book as well, maybe we can have a chat about it sometime. Yeah. You know, hit us a message, and yeah, I'd love to see if I can provide a book list, because like I said, it's so extremely helpful in my life. I wouldn't be where I was today if it wasn't for picking up books, you know, specific books.
Yeah, I got to start reading a little bit more books, because I hear from a lot of people, like, books can bring a lot of perspective to life. Definitely. Right? Definitely. It puts a lot of things in perspective. So I got to pick up a couple more books in life and just, you know, apply to what I read to my life.
Well, I have a handful you can have.
Cool. All right. I'll definitely check those out. Before we move on, like I said, I gave a shout out to Kyle Robeson, I Am in Control books. I also want to give a shout out to my man Moon Man, who sent me these really cool stickers. So shout out to Adventures of Moon Man. He also sent me a great, beautiful letter that I want to touch on this podcast real quick.
Please read that, yeah.
Yeah, it said, "Hey, Kevin, I hope you're well, brother. Here are some of my stickers, man. They didn't come out great, but I'm proud of them nonetheless. I always have enjoyed your content and positivity, bro. Sometimes I get discouraged about how many views I get on YouTube and all that's going on in life, but I try to remember this, that we are all aces and everything will come out to light. Keep doing you, man. You're an inspiration to many. Much love and light, bro." He did the peace sign. Appreciate you, Moon Man.
Hey.
So God bless you, Moon Man. Let me give a shout out to the sticker again. It's a really he sells himself short on this because I think this is a great sticker. We have to somehow make this, put this somewhere on the podcast, and shout out to you, Moon Man.
I forgot our little word board here.
It's all right.
Damn, 3
Shows-
episodes in, I'm already slacking. But yeah, we'll have to start putting stickers on that.
Yeah, we need like a wall or something for
Yeah.
like guests can sign stickers, all that kind of stuff. That's
Definitely.
it can be something removable that you can take with you, whatever.
Hell yeah.
Just something like that would be awesome.
That would be a great idea.
For sure.
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
something.
You got something behind your head, so maybe I'll have something behind my head here.
Yeah.
I was thinking about putting up a picture of a sexy lady here, but
Okay.
I don't know if anybody's into that.
I bet you there's a lot of people into that.
I don't know.
But yeah, man, so far so good. Let's keep rocking and rolling with what we're trying to do out here. Makes me, and like I said before, I didn't when I was on my way here, Bobby, I did not feel great about doing this, but I knew that coming here and addressing everything and being here with you, being here with Travis, I knew that it would make me feel better. And just the thought of it, visualization is so key in life, and I visualize myself here feeling better with good people, good vibes, and it made me feel a lot better.
There you go.
So I'm so happy I came.
Yeah, you're right. Visualization is visualization. Jeez, how do you say that word, bro?
That's right. Visualize it first and then say
it. Yeah, think about it. So, part of my morning routine as well. I like to especially when I'm in the shower, I'll pretend I'm on a big stage. I will picture myself successful.
Yeah.
I'm not naked on the stage. Like
You
I'm
have
in
to
the
though.
shower, but-
You have to visualize yourself successful. Oh, it's not going to come. I mean, it's like less than a 1% chance of being successful without visualizing it.
For sure.
Because it's like you prepare yourself for that moment through visualization.
It's a tough one.
It's a
Jesus
tough one.
Christ.
Good thing we don't have to say it 5 times.
Yeah, it's true.
We might have to end this podcast right now if we can't even speak the English language.
Yeah. I used to be a big supporter of Mr. Conor McGregor. These days, not so much. I don't know. He's
getting in a lot of trouble.
I mean, he has been, but I don't know. But what I'm getting at is when I was a big supporter of him, I was a big fan of the fact that he was a believer in the law of attraction and visualization and stuff like that.
His mental game.
His mental game was so on point, and it obviously worked out for him. He was able to propel himself to being the biggest sports star, or one of the biggest sports star there is.
Oh, yeah.
And so I took a lot of lessons from him in those earlier days. Not so much now, but
yeah. So he's helped you in life. He's helped you through his mental game. Because look where he's gone. I mean, he went from fighting for a couple $1,000s to fighting for
60 G's, baby.
He's fighting for millions now, millions and millions. But speaking of UFC fighters, we have some breaking news, Bobby. Developing story. We have been working on trying to get a UFC fighter or getting a guest on here. We have confirmed a UFC fighter on next week's podcast, UFC bantamweight Andre Ewell, who has a scheduled fight actually this weekend against Irwin Rivera. He will be on our podcast, The Most Important Things, next Monday on episode 4.
Hey, that's pretty fucking exciting, huh?
Yeah, that's
yeah.
dope. We have our first first official confirmed guest, and I think it's gonna go great.
Yeah, I'm pumped to hear his story, to hear his successes, both as an athlete and as a person.
Yeah,
and just
and what it took him to get to the UFC. I'm sure he probably has the ups and downs that we mention in life. I'm sure he's going through a lot of ups and downs, and the people around him doubting him. And man, I'm excited to talk to Andre. I'm excited. Let's go. I hope everyone else is excited to hear from a UFC fighter on the Most Important Things podcast. I think that's it's pretty big. It's pretty exciting.
Hell yeah, brother.
Just from two hackers,
Two Joe Schmoes.
Yeah, putting together a podcast.
Who the fuck are we?
Who the fuck is that guy?
Hey.
But we're trying to make big things happen.
Absolutely.
You know, and we're going to continue to bring on as many guests as we can, starting with Andre. And I'm so excited to bring on Andre. Andre Ewell, UFC bantamweight, with a confirmed fight this weekend versus Erwin Rivera, and he will be on the podcast next week.
Oh yeah, let's do it, man.
Let's go.
Can't wait. Speaking of UFC,
yeah,
I suppose it's about that time.
Yeah, let's talk about some UFC. What do we got on the palette?
Well, we had obviously the fight this past Saturday.
Oh yeah. Great card.
Good card.
There was a lot of good fights.
It sure
Maybe
was.
we could start with the headliner.
Yeah. We had, what was it? Michelle Watterson.
The Karate Hottie versus Angela Hill. Great fight.
Very good fight.
Great fight, man.
How'd you
Back
score
and
that
forth.
fight?
You know, to be honest, I thought Angela Hill actually stole it in the end. You know, the 5th round was so close.
Yeah.
You know, and Angela Hill, she came forward with those punches, and then she landed a couple knees to the body. I said, I think that won that 5th round.
Yeah. A lot of people saying that for sure.
Yeah, and but at the same token, Karate Hottie, I mean, Angela Hill, she's tasted a lot of victory lately. Yeah. Karate Hottie, she hasn't tasted victory in the past like 2 or 3 fights.
Right.
I actually thought she beat Carla Esparza in her last fight, so
yeah,
I thought she got robbed in that fight. But she's so cute, she's so adorable, and I just wanted her to taste victory.
For sure.
And
hashtag mom champ.
Yes, and she did, and she tasted the victory, and her that beautiful smile is back in her face, and it's a beautiful thing to see her happy, you know. And she, like you said, she wants to be the first mom champ, and she's got a little daughter that looks up to her, and she shows a lot to her daughter that the ups and downs of life. There's going to be losses, there's going to be wins, but you can always bounce back from those losses and come back even stronger. And she did. What a fight!
Absolutely, yeah. I definitely had those first 2 rounds for Angela.
First 2, Angela.
And then 3 and 4, 100%, 100% Michelle.
Yep.
The last round was
very close.
It was real close.
It was close.
Real close.
Very close.
Either way, I feel like I would have been happy, I guess,
Yeah.
But,
yeah.
Yeah.
Man, Angela looked way bigger than her too, huh?
She did.
She looked monstrous.
I mean, Michelle's her lower half, she'll fucking those kicks.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Throw you across the room. She hits you
with
that
those kicks were insane. To the body, to the head. She was throwing axe kicks. She was throwing crescent kicks.
Those axe she pulled one out of her fucking ass one day, and I was like, I wasn't expecting that. I knew she had it in her, but like it just came at the strangest time to me, and I was like, oh wow.
Well, she's very flexible.
If she hit her with that, man, it would have been over. Honestly, she was like so close. She got her on the shoulder.
Yeah,
yeah.
Another thing is they fought that fight 5 rounds on like 2 or 3 weeks notice. We touched that on a couple weeks ago. That
Glover Teixeira and who somebody else was supposed to be the main card.
Yeah, I forgot now.
I think Glover pulled out because of COVID.
Yeah,
unfortunately. So,
yeah.
But yeah, the opportunity became theirs, and they put on a hell of a show. I was very happy with the fight.
Yeah, great fight. Overall, a great card. I can't. We had another fight in the co-headliner. A great fight. Otman Azatar. He looked great.
He did.
12-13-0, I believe now, and he fought a guy, Kama Worthy, who has been getting a lot of solid wins in his last few fights. And Otman Azatar came and just knocked his block off.
And my girl, crafty veteran Roxanne.
Oh yeah,
Happy Warrior.
Man,
she's a
what a
beast.
win that
She's
was.
a beast.
That was a huge win, man.
People look at Roxanne like this nerdy little, but she's a beast, man.
Well, she gets the takedown, and she does work from that takedown position.
Absolutely.
And she has a herky jerky stand up game, but it works. And she uses it to get a takedown. And Andrea Lee is no pushover.
I couldn't tell if Andrea Lee was smiling the whole fight because she's just a fucking psycho, and that's what she does. She's
very beautiful too.
She's very pretty, yeah. But I couldn't tell if she was smiling the whole fight because she's crazy, or if she was smiling because of Roxanne's herky jerky. Because I'm fucking looking at Roxanne going like this, and I'm fucking laughing myself.
Oh, man. At one point, Roxanne was on a 5-fight losing streak.
Yeah.
With no stand up, but she put the work in, and man, it's showing.
She's been doing it for years. What do they say? She's been fighting professionally for fucking 17, 18.
Long time. And you know what's funny is she beat Macy Barber in her last fight, which was a huge win. Macy Barber, a lot of hype. Very confident girl, Macy Barber. Funny story with Macy Barber too. When I first started doing all these videos, right, I used to blow her up on Instagram, and she blocked me. Macy Barber did block me on Instagram because her last name is Barber. So I'm like, yo, let's take the world by storm. You're Barber, I'm Barber. I'm on this motivational thing. I want to motivate the world. You're on a great winning streak. I said, let's join force. I don't think I said join forces, but I just wanted like a reaction, just like some acknowledgement, like, oh, that's cool. You're trying to motivate the world. We're both Barbers.
She just blocked you.
She blocked me.
That's what it is.
But it is what it is. And her next fight, I mean, Roxanne beat the crap out of her. So I mean,
got that leg real good.
Yeah. So, but regardless, Macy Bobby will be back. Hopefully she'll be back and not block me. Maybe she'll be back on my timeline.
I wonder where she is. I haven't been paying attention to the difference, but she's got this pursuit where she wants to be the youngest champ prior to.
Yeah, great goal to chase, but I mean that loss to Roxanne, you know, a seasoned vet in Roxanne, definitely put a you know.
I kind of
Stop
low
to
key love when that happens, when just a crafty veteran
Oh, me too.
stops the hype train.
Oh, dude,
You know?
those crafty vets, you can't sleep on them.
Yeah.
You know, and everyone sleeps on Roxy.
Everybody
Everybody.
sleeps over.
You
My
know.
wife loves Roxy.
Oh, really?
She fucking loves her.
She's
so
awesome though.
She's great.
She's
Yeah.
really
I
awesome.
love her personality.
She's such a kind soul.
She is, and she's herself.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of fighters, even like we were talking about earlier, being on this podcast, a lot of people will take a platform and be somebody they're not.
Yeah.
Roxy is 100% herself. Fucking nerdy, whole 9 yards. Dragon Ball Z, she doesn't give a
She
shit.
loves Dragon
you know?
Ball Z, and I think she lives in Japan, and she like teaches kids or something.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
very
Look,
cool.
we'd have to look up exactly what she does in Japan, but I'm pretty sure that she like teaches kids, which is great.
Yeah, absolutely. Another great fight on the card was Bobby Green.
Oh, Bobby King Green, man,
Mhm.
he is the man.
Yep.
I love Bobby Green. You know, I've been a fan of him for years since his Strikeforce days, to be honest.
Yeah.
And yeah, he put on a great performance. And man, he's such a good dude. You know, he's such a good dude. In his last performance, after he won, he brought on his dad, and he said he loves his dad. And you know, and then this fight, you know, they had shown that Iranian kid that they executed, and it just totally messed him up. And he just, you know, he looks at the big picture. I feel like
He
in
does,
life, you know.
And the same thing comes down to realness. You know, he had that moment to really say what he needed to say, and he chose to use that moment to talk about the man who lost his life, which I respected immensely.
Yeah.
Rest in peace. That it's a shitty world.
And you know, different governments. I don't even want to, get
Yeah.
too much into that because
That's
it's
what it
just like. But what are you gonna do? You know, like let's just. I don't know exactly where else we're gonna go. What's most important is that we are living, Bobby. We are breathing. We are here together. We are creating something beautiful, in my opinion. And man, who knows where I would be at mentally if I didn't have this schedule today? Because yesterday I had a bad day between 2 mil 60 days failing, between this guy sending me, messages to kill myself. It got in my head a little bit, and I'm probably making him wet right now that I said that, but look, it just shows that, every day is different, and you can really, turn around your mental state just by, doing the right things, I feel, and being around the right people.
For sure. Yeah, and we move forward.
Move forward,
Is what
and
it
we
is.
have a confirmed guest, and we will continue to build this podcast to what we know it is, and the people that want to tune in, and they will tune in, and they will enjoy it, hopefully, and I hope we can keep continuing to bring entertainment, keep continuing to bring awareness to, whether it's mental health, whether it's suicide, whether it is, bringing a little bit more positivity to your day, whatever it is of value, we want to bring that to your life. We want to bring it to all of our lives, because we want to be our truest self. And I feel by being your truest self, that is where you bring the most value.
100%. You know, I just realized I haven't said 100% fucking 70 times this episode.
Yeah.
That's like my
You got to throw in that little laugh, too.
Shout out to Cajun Ninja.
Yeah.
Zoom in on that one, would you?
Yeah. Well, he said, I think you did that laugh a few more times this episode.
I do it all the time. It's
And
so
he
awkward.
and he said, man, I think I could make a little video about that as well. And hopefully he does, because, man,
Please do.
the Cajun Ninja is one of the top content creators in the world, and anything that he can bring to this show of value, and he does, man, that man brings a lot of value to my life every single day. A lot of people say I need help, and but man, Cajun Ninja, I turn to him when I need some insight on life. I turn to him when I need to hear some real stuff. Man, at one time, I used to just message him.
Yeah.
I used to message him, like, yo, Ninja, I was like, man, I'm down, man. What do I need to hear? And then one day, I think I was on live or something, and he joined the live, and I'm like, yo, man, come live with me or something. And he came live. He was actually like in the van with his kids and his wife. So for him to do that and give me his time was really great.
Yeah.
And ever since then, I mean, we've been on. I call him whenever I need to, and he's always there to pick up.
That's awesome.
And I even told his wife, I said, I'm so sorry that I spend so much time talking to your husband. And she's like, man, it's all good, you know, it's all good, you know. If he's helping you, that's all that matters. And
good
it's a
folks.
beautiful thing. Shout out to my man.
Hey, hell yeah, and he makes a mean gumbo. I haven't tried it, but it looks really good.
Gumbo, it makes a mean everything. Check out the Cajun Ninja on Facebook if you like cooking, if you like comedy, if you like MMA, if you like paya, all that stuff. You know, he brings a lot of value to the world through entertainment, through comedy, and through cooking.
There you go. Hell yeah. So I'm gonna wrap it up, baby.
Let's wrap it up.
You got any encouraging words for the folks? I mean,
man,
this whole fucking thing's chock loaded with encouraging words.
Yeah, all I have to say before I pass it back to you, before you pass it back to me, is we are all champions. We are all a deck full of aces. I got your back. I support you. I believe in you. And stay tuned for episode 4, where we will have UFC bantamweight Andre Ewell on The Most Important Things podcast.
Bada bing, bada boom, you know? All right, I'm going to steal your thunder real quick. Thank you all for watching The Most Important Things. My name is Bobby.
My name is Kevin Barbers.
Hey, we hope you have a great day, and we will talk to you soon.